Okay, welcome back to my channel. This is going to be the new moon going through the houses. I'm probably just gonna do it like this to make sure that I'm heard because my voice is like really, really soft. But the new moon in Cancer is gonna take place July 5th, around 6 p.m. Eastern time. So set your time accordingly, depending on what time zone you're actually located in. Okay, so looking at the first house, we're going to you don't have to do that. Don't do that. Looking at the first house, if you're going to have the new moon take place in the first house, that has a lot to do with our personality, also the physical body as well, how we take flight or fight in certain circumstances or situations. With the moon being here, we could definitely be going through some huge emotional changes at this time. This could also definitely be the case if this is your lunar return. Okay. Um, However, Cancer energy being in the first house, it might be a bit of a harsh beginning that you may be starting, which is why it may be pretty heavy for you emotionally. However, you do, as in all times, have the ability to get through. All right. You have everything you need already to help you get through whatever changes that are necessary. I feel like the emotions are really coming from a space where there is conflict between who you are and what you're feeling. And that could be literally anything to um you generally have a certain pattern of behavior when it comes to doing things, or you just have, a special quirk in your personality that works for you. But at this time during this new moon, you may be challenged to feel things a bit differently, which may cause some type of, square or tension between you and your reality. And instead of fighting it, it would be best just to allow the waves to wash over and cleanse you of whatever fight that you're actually in, because it's just you versus you anyway, right? All right. So for the first house, I have Mary Magdalene, which is the loyal goddess. Number 19, break it down to a one. So yeah, I feel like you've been loyal to someone, or you've been loyal to a situation, and now you're being challenged. It doesn't mean that you're less of a loyal person. It may just be challenging you to kind of level up in the loyalty that you may have for yourself. And that could also mean understanding where people coming from emotionally, where it could be different from you. All right. Looking at the second house, if you are having a new moon, Cancer, operating in the second house, this is a house of value, self value, self-worth, physical assets. Okay, this is the house that is asking us to take care of our immediate needs. Okay, so for the new moon of Cancer to be coming through here, that means that there is immediate need for you to tap into your emotions, tap into what your intuition is guiding or telling you to do, even if it goes against, the norm. That's okay. Okay. This could also, this new moon could be helping you to find a new sense of self-worth, a new sense of emotional well-being, one that you maybe have not, exercised before. The second house is correlated with a fixed energy as well, Venusian energy, Venus energy. So you could definitely be experiencing some type of makeover, emotional makeover, or your emotions could be causing you to put yourself into a physical makeover. Okay, maybe you're looking at a different color lipstick, or maybe you're trying on different, clothes and outfits. Maybe you're looking into, different skin products or something like that that could actually enhance your raw beauty that you already have. Okay, this is not an outside enhancement. This is you being emotionally more comfortable with yourself and the body that you have, and you're looking to enhance the beauty that you already have. 444 on the clock when I looked at it. So a second house, we have the nodes of the moon here, release, clear, and align. Okay, so again, this is kind of going back to skin. Um, You may be looking to get that glass skin, or you just want to appear or healthier because you feel healthier. So you may have been doing a lot of work or having a lot of consistency and putting that work into enhancing your body to be a certain way, and emotionally you feel kind of fulfilled in that area, so you want to expand your horizons in your beauty. Or if you've been investing your money into something that will directly impact you and your immediate physical needs, such as your food, your lights, your bills, gas, those types of things. You will find some type of emotional fulfillment, or you begin to see the benefits of you maintaining your fixed, way of doing things after a while. Okay, and this is a 32 breaking down to a 5. So yeah, I definitely see there is you'll start to I feel like you'll start to see changes in your physical reality that's going to help you be more emotionally open to doing more investments into the things that make you happy. Okay, so new moon in the third house. The third house has a lot to do with communication. The moon actually enjoys being in the third house. So I could definitely see this as, you rekindling some friendships. I can also see this too as you during the dark moon phase of the Gemini moon, the balsamic phase. You may have realized that there are some friendships or relationships from the past that you no longer want to be connected with, and this new moon is giving you an opportunity to, now that you've cut ties with people you don't want to communicate with anymore, or maybe they just don't want to communicate with you. Fair is fair, but now you have opportunity to allow spirit to work on your behalf, to bring people closer to you, or to put you in environments or a neighborhood or a community that's actually going to listen and hear what you have to say and give you some contribution to aid in whatever design that you're creating for yourself. Okay, this is also the house of learning as well as communication. So you may have been looking for some tool or some form of information, like a missing piece of information. You probably felt like you could find it in, someone that you've been friends with. They may have been very skilled in whatever area of life that you're trying to do work in. And at this time, they're just not giving you that information. They may not want to give you the information due to the fact that they may feel like you're trying to one up them or try to get ahead of them. Either way it goes, you distancing yourself from people who really don't want to see you win will open the door for people who already know that you're a winner. Okay, so we have multiplication here with the higher self. Okay, and again, the moon likes being in the third house. Okay, the moon likes to be in the third house. So with the moon being in the third house, this is about communication, but this also is intuition. So you can have a lot of dreams coming to you at this time from your higher self, trying to tell you which direction you should be going in, as well as you following those synchronicities when it comes to whatever dream or the information you're looking for. Once you put that into the universe and solidify it, like, hey, this is exactly what I'm looking for, and this is how I need it to come in a way that I understand, in order for me to reach whatever goal that I put in front of me, because I want to learn, I want to explore, be childlike in whatever industry or whatever project I'm working on. And you'll start to see those results come in very quickly. The third house is connected to the air element, the air energy of Gemini. So you can definitely expect a lot of intuitive guidance to come through for you at this time. Okay, regarding someone specifically, or a certain case or project that you're working on. And after a while, the people that you used to be friends with, or you used to have an emotional connection with, um, you'll start to see that vibrationally you're just not there anymore. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a negative or a bad thing. It's just time for you to continue to move forward on your journey. Okay, so that was third house. Let's look at the fourth house. um Fourth house, this is where the moon is home. Okay, this is a domicile energy here. So with having a fourth house Cancer moon, this can definitely be a new beginning in some emotional changes have to do with your family. The moon in Cancer card is connected with, for the Sun Oracle, it could be friendship. But also it can be like you having to extend 10. You may have to accept something that's completely done or over between you and another person in your family, whether this is someone passing away, someone moving away, or someone's growing or graduating, from school or college or whatever. Or this could actually just be you going through some completions on your own, and it's taking a lot out of you emotionally. So you may want to kind of retract, or take a leave of absence from work, or you may need to, just hermit a bit more, hermit crab a little bit more at home. You may want to be at home more, you may want to be in your bed more, you want to do the things that make you feel comfortable, make you feel like you're healing, and not rushing to be anywhere or go anywhere or do anything. Like, really take your time with this new moon, because even though there are completions going on for you with people in your family, or you finding out information about your family that is going to take you a minute to digest, whether it's 1111 family secrets. But anytime there is a separation of any kind, especially when it's ancestral or bloodline family related, that just means that there's a new doorway that's being opened for you to receive whatever familial, inheritances that are being passed down to you. And it could be passed down again through the bloodline, since the fourth house, water, has to do with family. So fourth house, we have spiritual magic right here with sublimation, which is a 40, break it down to a 4. So yeah, there could definitely be a time for you to be kind to yourself, to allow you to build up your reserves at this time. It might be very, very important for you to just feel your feelings, feel these emotions. If you have someone you can talk to, whether it's a friend, family, another family member, therapist, or if you just want to talk to spirit, with the spiritual magic here, if you can light a candle, if you have a white candle, blue candle, you can light that up and have a conversation with your ancestors, those loved ones who've passed on, or if you just want to have a communication with, the God of your understanding, um, do that now. It will be very beneficial for you to start that as a new routine. That way, you can move through the rest of this Cancer season feeling like you have, the proper boundaries, and you're not taking on other people's emotional baggages, because you're more in a recluse type, energy, and you don't want to take on anyone else's, lows emotionally. You just can't handle it right now, and that's okay. That's definitely okay. Okay. Anyone who is willing to, assist you in that, that's something that you can definitely welcome. But when it comes to having emotional boundaries, it's going to be extremely important at this time. Okay. So let's go over to the fifth house. The fifth house, the house of creation. Okay, creativity, fun, children as well, things we create in our lifetime. Okay, with the new moon of Cancer being here, taking place in the fifth house, this could definitely be, oh, I'm sorry, this could definitely be a great time for you to start feeling, feelings of love and romance, and wanting to create new things, maybe even wanting to have a new child, or have or create a business that would be like your child, or like manifest something of your divine creation into this physical reality. Okay, so with that new moon in Cancer being there, it could definitely be something, I'm getting something paternal, like you may have a special connection with a mother or a mother figure in your life that may be assisting you with this creation that you could be creating at this time. I also feel like maybe you also need to look in how you can, put more emotion into the things that you create, especially if you are an artist for a living. It will be definitely important for you to start putting more emotion into your work, or being more emotionally aware of how you feel when you do certain things at work, or when you're in the midst of creation, when you're conjuring that energy to manifest something. So if you do some type of work, or you are in the art of, painting, making music, if you're an actor, actress, like you really want to pay attention to your emotions and your intuitive guidance and how you're creating something. be sure to follow that more so than looking for approval from an audience. It's going to be very important that you pay attention to, how you feel about what it is that you're actually creating. And if you're unsatisfied with that creation, just know that any necessary changes you have to make, you will get through them. You will be able to handle it. And the fifth house, it does automatically have an audience. So there's always someone watching you, whether it be your children or the people you work with, or, other people who are working on the same project as you side by side. Um, Pay very close attention to how you feel, especially before you get to the place where you're going to be around other people. Because if you're in the space where you're ready to create, you're happy, like your vibe is really high and good, and then you get somewhere and it's time for you to create, and you start working with other individuals, or you just by yourself start working on a piece, and your energies kind of just go down a little bit. You definitely want to examine that. Okay, so here we have, emotional clearing here with dissolution. Okay, it's trying to pick up my face and my card. But this is 34 breaking down to a 7. Yeah. So there's definitely something, maybe you feel like it's unfinished about what you've made, or whatever you've created in the past, or you're trying to complete something that you've already started working on, and you're not feeling it right now. Do your best to, address what it is that's making you feel like you can't complete or finish something that you've started, and what's taken the emotions out of the project for you, and how did it even start? Like, what came to your being when you chose to embark on this journey? Like, maybe reviewing that. Cancer is about memories as well. Okay, so maybe you want to go back and jog your memory about how you got into this creative, I want to say creative mess. You may think it's a creative mess, but like, take a jog back and think about, how did you even get to this point where you were even creating this thing? And start to examine what was your motivation emotionally that caused you to do this. Or if it wasn't an emotional motivation, maybe you were motivated by money, maybe you were motivated by fame, maybe you were motivated by, making other people feel good and happy, but it really wasn't coming from you. That's also a necessity in the creative process. Okay, well, you want to create from the heart and not from other people's, expectations of you. Okay, so let's move on to the moon in a sixth house. Okay, shout out to moon in sixth house. So if you have a Cancer sixth house, hi boo boo. All right. The first thing I did was pull the card. All right, we got the Phoenix here with rebirth, death and rebirth. Okay. 17, break it down to an 8. Again, this is about completion of cycles. So you could be finishing up your cycle if you are divine feminine woman. You could, if you're still having cycles, you could be finishing up a cycle, or you could be starting a cycle. But at this time, with Cancer being in the sixth house, it's basically saying that it's time for you to start nurturing your body more, maybe with water, doing aerobics, water aerobics, drinking more water, taking visits to places where, water is, on the in the landscape and nature, maybe going out in the rain or something like that. Like, it's really calling, because the sixth house is, a natural, a nature type house. It is about healing and medicine, as well as your day to day. Okay, your routine. So you may need to include in your routine more ways to not only take water into your body on a natural level, connecting with the water elements, which is feeling, emotions, psychic ability. But you also want to be aware to not be too in your head during this cycle. That when you start to go into something new, you start to kind of like retract your energy and like shrink back and start to go into bad habits. Okay, sixth house moon, new moon in Cancer, you're going to be initiating new things into your life, and you don't want to, for all actually, wherever this moon energy is occurring, you don't want to start going backwards into old habits or old ways that make you feel comfortable. You're going to have to push yourself. It doesn't have to be harsh, you know what I'm saying? Cancer is a very sweet and sincere energy, but it is a cardinal energy as well. And the sixth house is more of a mutable house. So making those changes can actually be seriously for real. Like you really can do it. And maybe that's something you have to be telling yourself every day. Maybe you should do like a writing out of your manifestation work, whether it's a 33 by 3 or 55 by 5, the 369 method. Like try doing something where you get to put those affirmations in your head on your body safely or like near the mirror or somewhere where you're all like your that's part of your routine. Put affirmation somewhere in your view to change your emotionality, to change your mentality, so that you can continue to have a high vibration when it comes to you walking into these new routines that you're going to be making for yourself. I can also see this too as you developing a new routine with cleaning your home or cleaning your house, or maybe you have a big garage you need to clean out, or you need to clean out your basement. Just know, or you go into other, if you go to other people's houses or even in your house and you see that they have a lot of things built up in the basement or even in their garage, just or even in their closets under their beds, just know that's a sign that they're holding on to things that they have not let go. If they keep saying they're going to clean it up, they're going to get rid of things, and they still have not done it yet, and it's been months and years, 21 on the clock. They've probably been saying this since 2021 that they was going to get rid of things or change things, and they still haven't. Be aware of that. Okay, if you're one of those people and you've been saying that you're going to clean out your garage or you're going to clean up your home, the basement or something like that, and there's still things sitting in there from 5-10 years ago, just know that though that is a spiritual sign that you have attachment to those things or those moment in times, or just anything that you still have not let go of, and it's very healthy for you to go ahead and release those things. And saying affirmations or having affirmations around you to let you know, like, hey, when one door closes, a window opens. So you don't have to be scared of releasing things, especially physical things or routines out of your life, if it's going to make you healthier in the long run. Okay, so let's get into the seventh house. Okay. So seventh houser sun, I'm sorry, moon in the seventh house with the new moon in Cancer. The seventh house represents relationships, one-on-one partnerships. It also represents okay, aesthetics as well, beauty, things being refined as well. Things being on a logical level fair as well. So a moon in seventh house can also be like emotional attachments. So you could be in the midst of a new relationship developing in your life with something or someone, and it could be giving you a bit of hesitation or fear, like I was saying about the sixth house. Like, don't move backwards with your actions if moving forward is something that not only do you want, but it's also way more healthier than going back to a toxic relationship or a toxic way of doing things. Okay, so you want to keep moving forward. Also, for seventh house new moon Cancer, this is a bit of a square like the first house. So there might be people coming to you about this person that you may be interested in, or this job you may be interested in signing a contract with. Then a lot of people may have negative reviews, or there may be naysayers approaching you about this new beginning that you may be starting. I would admonish you to follow your own intuition. Okay, you're free to do whatever you want, you're free to make whatever choices you want to make, but make sure it's your choice. Okay, do not people please. Okay, if you know this person is not on the up and up with you, let them go. Okay, have a conversation with them and address it. If they don't want to address it, then that lets you know that they're not open as you are to the situation, and you may want to sidestep. you know Also, if you have a good feeling about this person, you've already had thorough conversation with this person when it comes to some of the things that people may have brought to your attention that may have triggered you emotionally to make you feel like you should hesitate or move backwards into old ways. Don't move back into old ways. Face it. I know Libra energy does not like confrontation. But sometimes, conversation can actually be healthy for you, especially if it's not for petty reasons. This is about, you sharing your energy with somebody, you locking in with someone. Okay, you could be preparing to get married to someone, or, move in with someone. Definitely read the fine print. Definitely read the fine print on, the energy between you and this person. But let's see, seventh house, we have here the Lilith in Capricorn. Okay, and Cancer, seventh house is a Capricorn rising. All right, so we have elevated status. So yeah, you're on the verge of going up at this time. Do not let the fears of other people get in the way of you wanting to grow and expand. It can feel kind of nerve wracking. You could be very nervous about, what's going to take place now, because this is you're going into uncharted territory. Okay. And you and this other person can honestly be going into uncharted territory. So it's not just you, it's both of you. So you have to, especially if this is a marriage, you both have to communicate with each other how you're feeling, what you're thinking, what your fears are, what your excitements are as well. You want to communicate everything into your relationships. Don't hold anything back, because the more transparent you are with each other, the less the outside would have an advantage over breaking up or breaking down whatever tower you guys have created together. And if in the event that in the relationship a tower was being dismantled, just know that you as well as your other person have the ability to get through it. You guys can handle anything. All right, so moving on, we're going to go to new moon in the eighth house. All right, this is the house of secrets, other people's money. This is also the house of intimacy as well. So, with the new moon of Cancer being here, there may be, of course, secrets coming out. But there may be something more along the lines of your own personal secret coming to the forefront. There may be something that maybe you've tried to, stuff deep down inside of you that you can no longer do anymore. You may actually be in trigger. I'm getting like you're in a situation where you may be triggered when it comes to your money being tied up in a situation between you and a company or you and another person. I'm not really getting so much divorce, but divorce could be on the table as well, or child support, or anything that's related to an institution controlling the money. That could definitely be a conversation that has to be had. But of course, new moons is about new beginnings, okay? And Cancer is about initiating new feelings. So I feel like there could definitely be a triggering moment coming up for you where you are needing to address your own emotions and how you feel about situations and not project that onto another person. Okay. They could be a catalyst for you starting to realize that you may have some hidden emotions or hidden motivations between some of the things that you do and say, and that person may be calling it out, but you may not want to believe it. You may feel like they hating on you or they're just out to get you. But honestly, take a real look and see if there's really some type of truth to what it is that they're trying to get through to you about, especially if it's not in a malicious way. They're only trying to be helpful and aid you on your journey. Definitely take the time to just pause, put your emotions to the side, and reflect on what you're actually feeling and where those feelings are really coming from before you just go off and respond to that other person, or I should say react to that other person, because they may have some truth that you just don't want to hear at the moment. And vice versa, you could also be put in this position as well where you're telling someone the absolute truth about how you feel about a situation involving them, and they're just reacting to you instead of actually taking the time to listen to you. So definitely some hard conversations could be had at this time. You got Lilith and Taurus here. You are worthy. Okay. So you could be dealing with a Taurus at this time, or you could have Taurus placements. But you are worthy is a two. All right. So this is about trying to find a way to cooperate with someone. You or this other person can both be trying to, make the experience pleasurable, but at the same time, there may be a bit of a power struggle going on between you and another person. So there's nothing wrong with humbling yourself and knowing that you're still worthy. There's nothing wrong with apologizing for the experience that you may have offered to, or you may have given someone, not trying to be funny. but they just took you or what you said the wrong way. Nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make you less of a person. You're still worthy. This could have to, I'm also seeing this happen to do with a job or a position that you applied for, or you've been working a position and they haven't paid you exactly what they said they were going to do. That could definitely cause some, triggering of emotions when it comes to the root chakra, where your livelihood could definitely be on the line for someone not paying you. And there could be trust issues that could bring up trust issues from your childhood or in old partnerships and things like that. So definitely examine that. All right. Moving on to the ninth house. All right. The ninth house has to do with, faith, philosophy, legislation as well. So you could be an activist. You could definitely be experiencing with Cancer in this house a need to get into philanthropy. You may be starting a new nonprofit organization. If you are, congratulations. You could also be participating in one as well. You could be looking to travel somewhere as well. If you're feeling called to kind of like distance yourself from your family and go somewhere off, or if you're having a family vacation, this would be a great time if you wanted to start planning that, or if you already planned it and you're going back and forth whether you should still do it. I feel like, I would suggest you, talk to, the God of your understanding and see how it goes. Okay. I feel like, with the balsamic phase, there may have been some harsh lessons you had to learn in regards to where you place your faith. And if you have the faith of at least a mustard seed, like all you need is a little bit. Okay. All you need is a little bit. All right. There's some big projects you may be working on, some things that may have to do with your work being like you being involved in some work that has to do with healing the world on a deep emotional level. You may feel like you're in over your head, like you took on too much, or you're not sure how this is going to work out. You don't know what the next steps are. That's okay. You're still having a human experience. It's okay for you to have those feelings or emotions or thoughts. Just know that this new moon in Cancer is going to help give you the courage. It may come from people online, or it may come from, you know, people who want to work with you that you may have just met. Okay, people you're starting to network with, they may give you the encouragement to continue on and keep doing the right thing, because obviously you're doing something good. Don't give up on it, right? So you could definitely feel the motivation coming back for whatever project. Okay, so you got honor your boundaries here with Lilith and Pisces. This is a number 12 breaking down to a 3. Okay, so again, yeah, they're down here in the water if you could see it. Um but you need to honor the fact that number one, keep away people who try to shoot you down, or people who try to make you feel like you can't do something because you've never done it before. Don't believe those people. Okay, we're not going, we ain't even gonna go there. Okay. Also with this honor your boundaries, I feel like you may feel emotionally drowning in a situation because you just don't know how things are going to turn out. Okay, you kind of afraid of the unknown a little bit. Okay, but your intuition is going to tell you every time you ask that you're doing the right thing. So have faith in yourself, trust the process. Okay, trust the process. I can also see this too if you are a part of the political system, or you're working to try to get like something passed or anything like that, that's in an effort to help, the environment. You're going to be a-okay with that. All right, continue to do the necessary work. All right, so we're going to look at the moon, new moon in Cancer going into the 10th house. Okay, or your MC point. All right, you have Uranus spark of genius, or Uranus ascension here. All right. So this is about you being the unique individual. 29 breaking down to an 11. All right. So new moon Cancer in the 11th house. I feel like you're about to embark on a very different and yet unique journey. You could be starting your own business at this time, or your business is going to take a huge turn and breaking down some barriers that have not been done before. Okay, this could definitely cause you to have new emotions or experience new feelings about yourself that you have not felt before, because maybe you're breaking some type of, glass ceiling, you're breaking some type of barrier, or you're breaking something is being broken down. Something is being broken down. Or maybe you're into demolition and, you got a big contract where you get to break down something very notable in your community or neighborhood. There might be people fighting against you demolishing this building or this home, but it has to be done, or it's just a contract. You may be kind of on edge about it because you can feel the feelings of the other people around you. But again, you want to stay focused on, what's unique to you, because 29 is a number, again breaking down to 11, but that has to do with you being in cooperation with spirit and you allowing things to end as necessary. Okay, I could also see this too, um like you changing careers, or you creating your own career with your business. That's definitely like a good thing to do. It does take a lot of effort, because again, this is just the beginning, this is just a start. Okay, this is just a start, this is not the end all be all. Just because you start something and you're an amateur, obviously you have the spark of genius, you have a bright idea to do something. Please do your due diligence to follow through with whatever it is that you're creating, because being in the 10th house, this is for the long haul. Okay, this is not something that's supposed to be just for, today, and then tomorrow you don't do anything about it. Like, no, you have to keep going, you have to kind of continue to persist, and it will pay off in the end, and you'll be happy that you made this decision, or you made this choice to create something, because you're going to start to see that there are different and unique individuals who need exactly what it is that you're offering. They're going to need exactly what it is that, whatever background or trial or tribulation that you've been through, that's going to heal through the creation of whatever this is. Okay, and this can also go for, like, if you're starting a company or you have a company and you do your company's birth chart or natal chart. You create one for that business, and then you look at the chart and you see that chart, for that business or organization has a 10th house Cancer where the new moon is going to be. That definitely applies to that as well. Any events that you're putting on, that is could be big and notable at this time. If you run the chart for that moment, in time, and you see at the top of the chart Cancer is sitting there, this also applies to that as well. Okay, this is, to me, this feel like a very emotional new beginning or new start for someone. Like you're cutting a ribbon, having a ribbon cutting ceremony somewhere. Like, that's the type of energy I'm getting here. Okay, so excuse me, let's get into the 11th house Cancer new moon. Okay, you have Eve, divine feminine awakening. Okay. This is 14, bring it down to a 5. So we got another 5 here. This is another experience of big change that is taking place. And 14 type of changes have to do with building on the identity that you choose to have about yourself, not letting other people come in and try to tell you who you are. So with the divine feminine awakening being here, I can definitely see you falling more into that divine feminine energy. Okay. Falling more into trusting your intuition, falling more into listening to your higher guidance, or, all the ways we can actually say the same thing, because it's all the same, right? Now, the 11th house has to do with assets that you receive from the work you do in the world. So if the work you're doing in the world is bringing you more intuitive guidance, or being in a group of, a sister circle or a more spiritual group, you can learn a lot from those groups. Or maybe you're connecting with groups that will help you recharge emotionally. Maybe there's some doubts you may have about your business or some of the work that you are doing in the world. You're going to have new opportunities to join groups or organizations that's going to actually assist you in further developing whatever it is that you've created out in the world, or for your public, persona, or your public image. That's going to help you continue it. That's going to help you keep going with it. That's going to keep you motivated. Okay, this is like reigniting the flame. Okay, you could have Vesta here as well. Vesta is in Leo at this time. It's going to be second house to this new moon. So you will be emotionally refilled with that Ace of Cups. You will be emotionally refilled to say, hey, I can do this, or hey, I can do this. Like you may be talking to someone online about, some of the stresses that you've been going through when it comes to trying to create an asset for your business, whether it's money or a vehicle or, land property, which never depreciates. Okay. If you're in the field of looking for some type of land for your business so you can grow food, or have land to pass on or land to work on, if you're developing something that never depreciates. So just know all of these things will turn out just fine. Continue to do those positive affirmations, those positive words. But I feel like you're going to get a lot of positive reactions from people online or in certain groups that's going to assist you with this change that's taking place. Okay. Or furthering, you know but I definitely feel with the feminine awakening that this is going to come from a specific spiritual group. So not religious, spiritual. There is a specific spiritual group that you are connected to, whether it is in culture or it may be through bloodline. But there is a specific spiritual group that will be here to assist you, and they may be available online. They may have an online forum or online group or a Facebook group or something like that, or it could be like an astrology group or like a hoodoo voodoo group, or a group where just like spiritual girls or spiritual people, like there's some particular group that is going to assist you in whatever asset you're trying to create for yourself. And some of the times the asset could just be having new friends in the same field as you. Okay, friends are assets. Okay, so last but not least, let's look at the 12th house. Okay, this is the house of the undoing, the house that everyone is afraid of. The 12th house has to do with letting go, making peace with the light in the dark. And it does have a bit of escapism to it. So, with the new moon and Cancer taking place here, which automatically means you would have a Leo rising if you have Cancer in the 12th house. So, maybe. But you could be a Cancer rising with a Cancer 12th house as well. But yeah, the new moon being here means that there's some new emotions that could definitely be coming up for you. And it could be connected to family. It could be connected to someone who passed on already, a loved one who passed on, or you could be feeling the loss of someone who's already passed on. That could definitely be the case as well. You may be feeling those feelings and emotions again where you want to connect out with someone. You may be looking for a new therapy session with someone or a new therapist, or finding ways to pour your emotions out somewhere and kind of escape the reality of whatever's going on at this time. There are healthy ways to do this without being impractical. Sixth house balance, right? So definitely find a place, maybe a park or a beach, or somewhere, even if it's the bathroom of your house, where you can kind of like escape out of where you are and just kind of go within and tap into those emotions, talk with those emotions with your higher self, see what's going on, see how you really feel about certain people or situations. Because I feel like something is coming to the surface that has been hidden for a long time, or maybe since last year. I'm also getting maybe since last year you haven't really addressed it, but now there's going to be a revelation or information that comes to the forefront. And I feel like it may come through a dream or some type of indirect message. It could be through music or movies. Something is just going to connect for you, and it may send you. It may feel like you're being sent on a downward emotional spiral. It could feel like that. It could definitely feel like that. But allow yourself to go. Allow yourself to dive deep. Allow yourself to go there emotionally, and when you're ready, after you felt all the emotion you needed to feel without taking necessary action, when you've allowed yourself to feel all that, poured into some work of art, poured into some form of dance, poured into an area of your life where it can go from being something that was just so very depressive or sad or just plain on miserable into something that was a beautiful piece of art, or a beautiful piece of writing, or a beautiful piece of music, or a beautiful healing moment between you and another person. Like have that a deep emotional thing come up, because even though the new moon Cancer, it doesn't have any negativity coming with it, like no malefics for real. um the 12th house is a house where it's kind of like there's the good and the bad, you know what I'm saying, and you can't really escape it. So allow yourself to feel, or find new ways to allow yourself to feel those, emotions that make you feel sad or mad or angry. And then at the same time, use those emotions to create something positive in your life or in the life of other people. Okay. And for you, yeah, we have soul ascension 38, breaking down 2011. Okay. So as you start to wrap things up emotionally, use that 3 to again make some abundance come from it. Okay, money makes money. Okay, you could have a situation going on where you may be feeling pretty dismal because at this time you don't have certain funding or a certain amount of money that you would wish to have. Allow yourself to feel those feelings and emotions of feeling like you're broke or you're worthless or you're just a plain old depressed because you don't have the money that you want to have, or you feel like you deserve to be paid more, you're not getting paid, or you deserve your business to be doing well and it's not doing very well. And allow yourself to feel that dark, lonely, crusty, miserable emotions. You have to feel it. Have to feel it 100%. Because as soon as you get to the depths, like the deep, deep, deep bottom of the ocean of those emotions, then you can shift to the light where you get to rise and float back up for air, and then you can manifest a bucket load of fucking money. It works. Trust me, it works. Okay. So, and it could be something that's already in the works for you, and you just so focused on the negative, you're not looking at the positive. So, take this new moon Cancer as a time to operate in both your dark and your light. Okay. And that's it. That's all I have for today. I'm going to try to do more of these as much as possible, but again, I'm working on my 11th house new moon. Okay. It's conjunct my Jupiter as well, which is exalted, so I'm trying not to overdo it. But to take my time this month. It's 39 3 months for me. All right. So thank you so much for tuning into this message. I hope it resonates for you. If it did, please leave a comment below sharing what you got from this positive energy. Definitely welcome. Negative feedback welcome as well. I really don't care. Just do your thing. Be sure to like this video, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when new videos are going to be dropping, and happy new moon. Peace.